Google Gemini model just got a huge upgrade. It can now do a deep multi-step research for you, and you can plug it right into your app with the new Interactions API. And in this video, I will quickly explain what Gemini Deep Research is, what new Interactions API does, and will show you a tiny code example so you can start using it yourself. So let's dive in. Gemini Deep Research is a powerful researcher that plans, searches the web multiple times for you, reads documents and all other sources, and gives you a structured report with citations. And it runs on top of Gemini 3 Pro, which is tuned for more accurate, long and complex tasks. Instead of you juggling by a bunch of tabs, Deep Research does a heavy lifting for you in the background and hands you the final insights. And what is Interactions API does and why do we need it? Well, it makes our life as developers a lot easier. The Interactions API is a new unified way to talk to both Google AI models and smart agents like Deep Research. You hit a single Interactions endpoint and choose whether you want to talk to the model or an agent. And most importantly, Interactions API now handles the history and long-running tasks on the server for you, so your code can stay simpler and your app feels much smarter, with less effort. Alright, enough talking, now let's jump straight into the demo and I will show you how you can start to use this powerful Deep Research agent today. Okay, first let's take a look at our documentation. And here is it, the documentation for the Interactions API. I will leave the link below the video if you want to take a look yourself. So there are a few useful examples here, general use, and the simplest example where you just pass the model and your input and it returns you a response. So there are a few examples of this. There's also example of the conversation. And the difference with the previous approach is that you don't have to pass the entire history of your conversation for the model to have context. Instead, you just pass the interaction ID that will be returned from the API itself in your first interaction, let's say. So passing this interaction ID, you make sure that the model is aware about the context, about the entire history, and you don't need to handle it yourself in your code. You can still have a stateless conversation as well, and if you want, you can manage it on your client side and just as before push the whole state again and again here in the input. And there are of course also multimodal capabilities and etc., but we are not going to focus on this now. Let's take a look at the agentic example, at the Deep Research. So what's the difference? Here, instead of the model, you're passing an agent, and this string means you want to use this Deep Research Pro. And you also have to pass this background true flag, because unlike the interaction with the model, talking to agent and waiting for its response can take a really long time, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, even more sometimes. So instead of just hanging out and waiting for the response from the REST API, you tell it to run in the background, and then you're just polling for the results. And here is the entire example of what you need to do. And now let's just try it out. You see that here there are 3 different examples. It's Python, JavaScript and REST API. So let's just test it with the REST API. Let's just copy this curl and run it. There are 2 options how you can run it. So you can just copy it and run it in your command line, or you can instead do it in Postman. Copy the entire thing, entire curl command, and paste it here. and Postman will automatically create a response for you. The only thing we need to adjust here is this Gemini API key, and now I will tell you how to get it. Let's head back to the browser and open Google AI Studio. Then navigate to the dashboard here and to your API keys, and you can see that I already have few of them, but if you're new to Google AI Studio, then you'll have no API keys. And in order to create this key, you also need a Google Cloud project, and to create it you need an account in Google Cloud Console, and it is very easy to create if you have just a Google account. So I won't show it in this video, but if you want to see how to do that, you can go and check out my video about Nano Banana, where I'm showing how to do that. So select the project and name it something. For example, I'll name mine YouTube demo, and I will delete it after I film this video, so do not try to use my API key, it won't work. Go and create yours. Then when you create your API key, you will also need to set up your billing, and again in the video about Nano Banana I showed how to set up a free trial, so you don't have to pay, you just need to link your bank card, and Google won't take your money until you explicitly enable the billing. So copy your API key and then here replace it in this field and try to hit send. Or if you want to try it in the console, then do this, type export, then set this environment variable, and again copy your API key, and then you can just copy the example from here, paste it in your command line and hit enter, and it returns you the response. But as you see, there is no actual response here yet, but it returned you this ID, interaction ID, and you can use it to poll for the results. So see this commented out line, and what you need to do is just to copy this and paste it. You need to replace the interaction ID with the actual ID from your first response, and of course remove this comment, we don't need that. Then just hit enter and you will get this response, status in progress. So we have to wait a little bit, and again the same thing you can do in Postman. You can again go create a new tab, paste this, and in your headers replace it with the Google API key and hit send. So you need to wait because it takes time for the agent to do all that stuff that it's supposed to do, to go search the web, to analyze, to read the documents or whatever. So usually it takes few minutes, so you can just come back after some time and keep polling until you see the actual response. Okay, so it's finally ready, and it took quite some time, but if you look at the response, it's really long and detailed. Yeah, if I look at this like that or like that, you can see like it's a huge response with a lot of citations and research. Same here, you can again poll it and get the response. So that's how you can use it for your API. So that's how you can call this Gemini Deep Research agent. And now let's do a quick coding hands-on and try to create a tiny app a tiny chat that will be able to call the agent and the model through this new API. Now let's see what we are going to build. I created this simple React app that is basically a chat where you can ask questions using simple model or deep research agent. And let's see what we need to do in the code to implement this. This is my project, and of course I wipe coded most of that with Claude Code, but it doesn't matter really. So what I want to show you is that you will need to create not just a client app but also a server, because you cannot hit this API from your browser. It will not let you because of the coarse limitation. So you will need to create a simple proxy server, and here it is literally one file, index.ts, that just gets the request from my frontend and passes it to the interactions API. And you can see that I've got here one streaming endpoint and one non-streaming one. And we also check if we want to use an agent, and then we send an agent name here, and we also toggle background true. And if we want to use the model, we just use model. In this case, it's Gemini 2.5 Flash, and the agent is Deep Research, of course. And then in both endpoints, we are doing basically the same. The only difference that in the streaming endpoint, we have to handle the streaming. And we are using this NPM library, Google Gen AI, just the same as in these examples for JavaScript. And basically, you can just copy paste the entire thing and it will work. And I'm not going to go through the code line by line, but I will push it to my GitHub, and I will leave the link to the GitHub repo below the video so you can go and check it out and maybe play with it a little bit yourself. So now let's see it in action. Let's go to our chat and let's ask something just using simple model. I will ask this time, tell me a joke about programming. And you can see that while we're waiting for the response, the toggle is disabled. Now when the response is back, we can switch it. So the simple model literally just told us the most obvious programming joke. And now let's go and compare with the deep research answer. So I'll ask the same question, but now the toggle for the deep research agent is on, and let's see the result. Now it takes a bit longer to get the response, and if we look at our server logs, let me enable the terminal. We are logging our status, so we are polling for it, and it can take a long time again while we get something back. But let's wait. Okay, so we got our response back, and you can see it is massive. We just asked a question, tell me a joke about programming, and we got this back. There is a little bit of a bug here with the markup. We did not delete this deep research in props thing, but that's fine. So this is the entire analysis of the programming jokes, nature of programming humor, and like everything. It's almost like a scientific paper. And I think this amazing, powerful thing, not for like everyday use and like stupid questions, like for example, I don't know, how to cook an omelette, but for some more complex problems that you want to investigate, this is amazing. And you can see how amazingly easy it is to actually plug it into your application. It took me just like 30 minutes of vibe coding to create this chat. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're going to try Google Deep Research yourself. And if you liked my video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And see you in the next videos.